Hi, and welcome to Sumantra Codes, where we learn Python programming in a fun and easy way. This is episode 3 of our series, and in this session, we are going to learn about strings and string methods. So let's get started. A string is one of the most common and useful data type in Python. A string is a sequence of characters enclosed in single or double quotes, such as hello, world, 3.14, etc. You can create strings by using single or double quotes, but make sure to use the same type of quotes at the beginning and end of the string. Let's begin the hands-on session by launching the PyCharm Community Edition. To create a new project, click on New Project. A dialog box will open the project setup. Choose where to store your project files. Browse and select the desired folder location. Provide a meaningful name, such as Day 3. Choose an interpreter or Python version. PyCharm will detect available interpreters and can be changed later if needed. Click Create to create the project. The project opens in the main workspace. If prompted for Microsoft Defender configuration, click Automatically Update configuration for the project. To create a new file in your project, right-click Project Name in the left panel, select New and File, and create a new file. So here, main.py. Close the project pane, and let's start by practicing string concepts in Python. Name, Sumantra. This will create a string using a double quote. Let's create another string. This will create a string using a single quote. Use one more string. He said. This will create a string using a single quotes with double quotes inside. So if I print name, it will print Sumantra. Print greeting. It will print hello. And finally print message. Notice we have a double quote inside the string literal message. And to have a double quote in a string literal message, we have enclosed it inside a single literal, and vice versa. You can access and modify individual characters or substring using indexing and slicing. Indexing and slicing works the same way as they do for list, except that you cannot assign new value to the characters or slices. To do indexing and slicing, you need to use a square bracket after the string name and provide the index or slice expression inside them. In Python, indexing starts from 0, which means the first character of a string has the index 0, and the second character has the index 1, and so on. You can also use negative indices to count from the end of the string starting from -1. For example, let's create a string variable with the name Sumantra. This will print the character at 0 indices or at first position. We'll run it. So it shows S. This will print the character at 4th position or 3rd indices, which is A. Now -1. This will print the first character from the end of the string, which is A. Similarly, we'll print 4th character from the end, which is N. Slicing works by providing two indices separated by a colon, which indicate the start and end position of the slice. The slice will include the character at the start position, but exclude the character at the end position. You can also omit the start or end position, which means the slice will start from the beginning or end of the string respectively. Let's work on some slicing examples. Print name 1:4. So you'll see it will print the name string with character starting from the second character, which is U, and ending on a 4th character, which is A. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Similarly, This will print the substring starting with the start of the character S till character number 3, which is at index 2, which is M. This will print the substring which will start with character number 5 located at index 4 till the end of the string, which is NTRA. If we don't give any start or end index in this slicing, then it will print the whole string. You can also provide a third index after another colon, which indicates the step size of the slice. The step size determines how many characters to skip between each character in the slice. The default step size is 1, which means no skipping. You can use a positive step size to go forward or a negative step size to go backward. Let's see some more examples. Print starting index from the start of the string, ending index end of the string, and step 2. So this will print the string from start to end, taking a step of 2 characters at a time. So for example, it will print S, then M, then N, then R. So this will print the string starting from the first character and the second character, taking a negative step at a time. So it will take the negative step, -1 first. First is A, then R, T, N, then A, M, U, S. So it's a short way of reversing a string. One more. Starting position 5, end position 1, and step -2. So starting position is 5, fifth character, and ending position is the first character. And the step is -2. So it will print T, then A, that's it. We'll do it -1. Then it will print T, N, A, M, excluding the first character. You can use common string methods to perform various operations on strings. String methods are functions that are attached to strings using a dot operator and take some argument inside parentheses. String methods do not modify the original string in place, except for some methods that return none as a result, but return a new string as a result. Some common string methods are len, strip, split, count, etc. Now let's do some hands-on with string methods. So first, we'll create few more string. Okay. So len function return the length of the string, which is number of characters in the string. So if we check for name string, we'll print and check the output. It will show 8 as a length of string name, which is having a text Sumantra. Similarly, message, it will print 19 as the length of the string message, which contains the text let's learn Python. Then we have upper method. The upper method returns a new string with all uppercase letters in the string. So greeting dot upper, and if we print, it will print the converted uppercase string of the greeting string. Similarly, we can check name. Fine. Next is similarly lower method. So lower method returns a new string with all lowercase letter. So message.lower. So you can see it has converted all the characters of the message into a lowercase characters. Capitalize. So capitalize returns a new string with the first letter capitalized and the rest in the lowercase. So for example, name.capitalize. It will not change the name. So we can say message.capitalize. And over here, you'll see it has capitalized only the first letter of the sentence. So in the original string, the Python has had capital P, but the converted has small p. Title method. So title method returns a new string with the first letter of each word capitalized and the rest lowercase. So for example, print message dot title. And if we see that L was capitalized in the original string also. So it has capitalized S, L in learn, and Python is the same. So strip function returns a new string with leading and trailing white space removed. So for example, I have print hello. So I have a string with leading white spaces and trailing white spaces. And if I strip it to understand it in a better way, so it will strip the trailing and the leading white spaces. For example, if I remove strip, it will print the original string with leading and trailing white spaces. But as soon as I apply strip method, it will change simple hello world. A very important function split, which returns a list of substrings separated by a given delimiter. And the default is white space. So it's returning a string which contains all the substring of the string separated by a white space. Similarly, join returns a new string by joining a list of string with a given separator. Let's take a separator dash and then join variable greeting and name. And let's print it. So this join method has joined string name and greeting with the separator dash, and the final output is hello dash Sumantra. If we change it to comma, it will have hello comma Sumantra. Replace function returns a new string by replacing all occurrence of a given substring with another. So in the message string, we can replace Python Java. We will print. So you can see in the output, it has replaced Python with Java. Find function returns the index of the first occurrence of a given substring in the string, or -1 if not found. Name.find n. So it's returning the index where the substring n is found, which is 0, 1, 2, 3. Count returns the number of times a given substring occurs in a string. So in the name Sumantra, A occurred twice. Now check message, substring LE. This occurs only one time. You can use string formatting techniques to insert value into strings. String formatting is a way to create dynamic strings that can change depending on the values of some variables or expressions. There are three main ways to do string formatting in Python: fstring, format, and percentage operator. Fstrings are the newest and most convenient way to do string formatting in Python. They are also called formatted string literals because they start with an F before the opening quote and can contain expression inside curly braces that will be evaluated and replaced with their values. Although we have seen fstring in our first episode of Python Programming Introduction series, but let's revise it once more. So I'll create a fstring with expressions inside the string. My name is name. So if we run it, it will print, hello, my name is Sumantra and I'm 40 years old. So over here in the S string, formatted string, the name and age inside the parentheses are expressions which are evaluated to the string literal Sumantra and integer age 40. Format is a string method that takes a string with placeholders inside curly braces and a number of arguments that will replace the placeholder with their values. The placeholders can have optimal formatting specifications such as alignment, width, precision, etc. Now let's see the example of format string. So over here we'll have empty curly braces as a placeholder. We'll remove F's from the beginning of the string and then we can call the format method on it with variable name and age. And if we run it, it will again print the same string. Hello, my name is Sumantra and I'm 40 years old. So we have defined the placeholders inside the string and the number of arguments will replace the placeholders in the string. So somehow if I'll add another placeholder and then if we run, it will give an error which says that replacement string 2 is out of range for position args tuple. And if we have lesser placeholders than the argument, then it will ignore the argument. That's strange. It's true. Anyway, let's restore it back. Percentage operator is an older way to do string formatting in Python. It takes a string with placeholders that start with a percentage sign followed by a format specifier that indicates the various type of the value, such as %s for string, %d for integer, %f for float, etc. The string is followed by a percentage sign and a tuple of values that will replace the placeholder with their value. Now let's see example of percentage operator, which is an older way to do formatting in Python. So over here, braces are replaced by percentage and the format specifier, which is S for the string. Similarly over here, the format specifier and the D, which is for integer. And at the end, the string is followed by the percentage sign and the tuple of values in the sequence as per the sequence in the string format. So it will again print same, hello, my name is Sumant and I'm 40 years old. Again, if we try to add format specifier and run, then it will give a type error which says not enough arguments for the format string. And if we remove a format specifier and we have more number of argument in the tuple, then also it will give an error, which is a type error which says not all arguments converted during string format. Anyway, let's make it working. Yeah. You can use escape sequences to represent special characters in strings. Escape sequences are a combination of backslash followed by a character that have a special meaning, such as \n for new line moves the cursor to the next line, \t for tab moves the cursor to the next tab stop, \double quote for printing a double quote inside a double quoted string, \single quote prints a string quote inside a single quoted string, and double backslash prints a backslash. Now let's try some escape sequences in the string, mostly using print statement, hello world. So if I add a new line escape sequence after hello and space, then it will print hello and world in two different lines. Let's make it more readable. Yeah. So if I replace n with t for tab, then it will give a tab 4 spaces between hello and world. Now, as I mentioned you, if you want to use single quote inside a string literal, then we have to enclose it with double quote. And if we want to use a double quote inside a string, we have to enclose it inside a single quote. But what if we have a double quoted string And we have to have a double quote inside the string also. So if I have to quote this Python is awesome inside a string, then either we can use a single quote at the start and end of the string literal, or we can use escape sequence to do the exact same thing. Similarly, we can do it for single quote also. So now we have a string enclosed in a single quote and contains a single quote character using escape sequence. And finally, we'll see backslash. This will include a backslash in the string literal inside double quote. So now that you have learned about strings and string methods in Python, it's time to practice your skill with some hands-on exercise. So in this exercise, you will be given a task to write a program that uses the concept that we have learned today. You can also use input function to get the user input as a string and print function to display the output. So have fun coding. So let's write a program that takes your name as an input from the user and prints it in the reverse order. And we'll be using string slicing operator for it. We have already seen this in the string slicing example, but we'll just do it again as a complete program. So let's program the solution. So we'll first get the name as a string from the user input. So we'll write name, assign, input function, enter your name. Then we'll reverse the name using slicing with the negative step size. So reverse name equal to name. So slicing work by specifying start, stop, and step size. So if we don't specify the start and stop in the slicing and take step as -1, which means the string will start with a negative step sign, which means it will begin from the end of the string. So that's it. That's the code. Name, ::1. And finally, we'll print the reverse name using string formatting. We'll use fstring. Your name in reverse order is, we'll have expression in the curly braces, which is a variable reverse name. That's it. That's the end of our program. And if we run it, enter, it will give my name in the reverse order. Let's try it few more times. Reverse of Avinav. Yeah, that's good to go. This concludes our session for today. We have learned about strings and string methods in Python. In the next session, we will explore Python list and list methods. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning into Sumantra Codes. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coding tutorials, tips, and tech insights. Hit the notification bell icon too, and let's continue this coding journey together. Stay tuned.